Hello and welcome to Pantip Financial Services. This is Pranav Patil. Our topic for discussion today is investment versus trading. Basically, what is investment and what is trading? So we will discuss this 2 points today in the entire today's discussion. So first, we will understand what is investment or who is the investor. So we'll take this point with a small example. Like, in the last video also I mentioned, you do an investment into real estate sector, or you buy a home, or you also buy a gold. You do an investment into gold as well. So do you see a price daily basis of gold or real estate? When you buy a plot or a home, do you see a daily price appreciation? Okay, today the price of per square foot is 25,000, tomorrow it went to 25,100, or you went to government website, what is the current price of that land daily basis? Do you check on that? The reason is no, because you are purely done the investment purely from a long term perspective. You are not worried about the small downside or upside in the prices, because it is purely assets. That is called as an investment. Investors in the stocks as well, same case. The people who invest into good stock, they select the certain stocks. In that, they do a investment. When they do a investment, they don't see the price on daily basis, unless there is some chaos happens or something happens which are which is indirectly hammering on the end user or something on that tangent. Then they only come in the picture and they think what we should do. Otherwise they don't see the price on daily basis. They are not worried about sudden spike, 5% upside gaya, 10% upside gaya. They don't see that, because they are purely investor, long term investors. That is called as investors in the stock market. Basically, those people who buy the stocks purely from a long term perspective, they are not worried about short term upside or downside. They are not much, they don't see regularly price. That is called as an investor or the investment. This is called as a investment, basically investors. Now we will discuss the trading part as well. Now before that, on the basis of last video, I got a few calls from a different client. I'm specifically mentioning one point. I got specifically one name. I got a call from Mr. Kamath. He is our client. He didn't mention, you mentioned that the price goes up. So why we should buy these stocks and why we should not? Point number one. And point number two, he had it because recently we moved his holdings into Lupin stock. He asked me why he shifted into Lupin his funds. Explain into your next this thing video. I said that's perfectly fine. We will do the investment. We will discuss these 2 points in the coming videos. So point number one, if you look at the entire valuation video, we never claimed, or I personally never mentioned that do an investment on the basis of price of the stock. As in, when the share price goes up, you should not blindly invest it. Or when the share price goes down, that doesn't mean the share is, the company is doing something wrong. Now we'll take a two example today. One is a Lupin, as he mentioned, and the one is Adani. Now the reason I'm taking Adani's example is 2 days back there was a news that he became fifth largest person in the world. Now why he became? Because he had different companies in the market. The market cap went up, and that's the reason the valuation went up, and he became that number fifth or sixth, whatever, he's become a richest person. Now the point, he as in one of our client mentioned why we should not buy and why we should buy. Our philosophy is very clear. If the company's end users are happy and they are sending a good vibration to the company, you should not see a price is high or price is low. You should invest blindly, as long as the end user is happy. Now in the case of Adani, we'll take an example. What is, let's say there are companies uh, Adani Power, right? What vibration these companies get. Now, if you remember, when you pay if you remember in the lockdown, there was a chaos on Twitter as well, the on the basis of power tariffs and everything, how much people were charged, what vibration went to that company. Just think over it. I'm not saying you buy and or you don't buy it or you do a short. Absolutely, I'm not recommending anything. What I'm trying to make the philosophy which we believe that how the vibration works. Now, what vibration Tata Power's got? Or even today, when you pay a bill, when you see a light bill, what vibrations you send it to that company? Point number one. Point number two, if you look at Adani Wilmar, that company mostly into edible oils, and they basically the other companies also in FMCG sector like Atta and everything. So in the last year, what was the price of sunflower oil? And what is today? It's almost 2x, right? So when a retail customer goes into shop or he buys that product, what vibration indirectly he sends to the company? Just think over it. When you hear the news that XYZ port, on that particular port, the drugs were sealed like 5,000 crore or 450 crore or 18,000 crore, what vibration you send it to that particular company? Think over it. Now the question comes, why the share prices goes up then? Now, I am not saying that the company is good or they are doing a good or bad. What I'm saying, you understand the end user's satisfaction level and then you make an investment decision. Now we don't track at all these companies, or we don't, because we see the end user satisfaction level. Now in this case, let's take this example, the share prices is going up, then the client mentioned we should buy it or we should do some kind of trading. I said our philosophy or this is not working in the right direction. The end customer satisfaction, then why it happens? Now if you look at in Indian markets only, you will see Vijay Mallya case, you will see Nirav Modi or Choksi. It only happens in India because most of the stocks are political driven. I am not saying this particular stock is political driven or not, but in the long term we have seen a lot many cases that the stock has hammered when the political party goes up or particular person comes on the board, and when he goes, how the reaction happens to the stock prices of that particular company. Now if you see, have you ever seen that globally, anybody from US or Europe, the businessman is coming to India or Africa just to ensure they don't get any headache from that particular government? You have seen a lot of example like Choksi or Modi or this Malya. I'm not saying they are good or bad. Trust me, because the way media perceives and actual reality is totally different. But what I'm trying to say, there are cases in Indian market happens where the stock prices are political driven. There are fund managers who get calls from a different people, okay, invest into this things. I'm not saying particular company or anything. I'm saying these cases happens in only into Indian markets. Now, have you ever seen this kind of cases in the global market? There was one case, if you remember, 1MDB fund, and that was linked to one of president of the particular country. When this case happened, when the SEC got all the news, that assets of that particular president was seized immediately. Do you think it happens in India? Absolutely not. Because even media doesn't get all the details. Even if they have, they don't publish it. So sometimes it happens. We have to see. We don't have to send any negative vibrations. We are not shorting any stock. Absolutely not. Our philosophy or our thinking is very clear. If the company is satisfying to end users, we do work or we recommend to invest into that particular stock. So these are the 2 points I wanted to clarify, which he asked. Now coming back to the The another point, we were discussing investors or investment versus trader or trading. Now what is trading? We will again discuss with a small example what exactly happened in the trading. You buy the shares, and when you buy the shares, most of the time what happens, it may come down or it may go down. Let's take example, when you buy the shares, the price goes up and you make a profit. You close the trade, you get happy. Now on the another side, when you buy the shares and the share price goes down, you get a little bit panic. You see, okay, what are the how the other shares are working. For example, if I invested into Kotak Bank, I may see a price of HDFC or ICICI Bank. Are they going up? If they are going up, why my investment is not going up? Okay, let's take a Nifty. Is it going up? The index are going up, my shares is not going up. So you think, you send the negative vibes. Okay, ये नीचे आना चाहिए, ये ऊपर जाना चाहिए. Just experience these things, then only you will get a real understanding in the trading. Basically, you start doing a correlation with your investment with the other things like other subsidiaries. As I given the example, if you are investing in the Kotak, or you are comparing with the HDFC, or you are comparing with the ICICI, or you are comparing with the Bank Nifty. That is the biggest problem which we see in the trading, and that is because of that the people perceive that the short term trading is not good or trading is not profitable. But if you do it in a proper way, my only because of this negative vibration, again you get a frustration and you do a lot of conclusion, it is not good or bad, पैसा लगता नहीं है, XYZ things. My only recommendation is, when you do a trading, again there are two types of trading. One is a positional short term trading, and one is a swing or FO trading. There are two types of traders. One is a positional trader and one is a swing trader or intraday trader. Now the positional trader is someone who decides a particular group of securities. When he sees that share price is down, he blindly invests into that. When the price goes up, he sell it. The intention is, now investor is purely investor. When you get a big money, when you are a fund manager, big, if you are a 50,000 crore to manage, you can't just upload the 50,000 crore or with a 5% 10% gain. It is simply not possible. But when it comes to the small money, and when you looking for a bread and butter from that investment to do your monthly expenses and other things, so you do a trading as well. That is called as a positional short term trading. Now in that case, you select the certain group of securities which are decent. When you see the share price is down, you just blindly invest into that. Irrespective, even the price goes up, you are firm with that because the company's things are very clear. Now let's take example. We invested into Lupin. The client asked me why we chosen the Lupin. Now if you look at the Lupin, was started by Mr. Gupta, Deshbandhu Gupta in Mumbai 20 years back with a capital of 5,000. He is no more today. The company is driven by Vinita Gupta. She's an honest lady. Point number one, honesty basically at the top level. Second, I am personally trading into this stock since last 4 years. Basically, whenever we see prices down, if you get a decent return, I close it. Point number two, if you look at the sales or margins or revenue of this company in the last 6 months, they are not hammered at all. Sales are not hammered, margins are not hammered, operating income is not hammered, but still the price corrected somewhere around 20%. It sometimes happens, there are in the, I would say, number of times you will see that the stock is good, everything is good, and for short term it comes down, and when it goes up, it goes like very fast. We have seen a number of examples. So these are some of the things which we see. If you look at, again, if you go on the Lupin website, you will see the clear vision of them. They wanted to healing and health. They wanted to focus, but basically their medicines are more into TB, cardiovascular, and diabetes. They want to remove the pain of people from that. This is the vision they have it. The entire board, if you look at it, mostly second generation is living. Nilesh Gupta, Vinita Gupta, these are the people who are running this company. In the long term perspective, we are absolutely bullish. I am perfectly bullish on this. The reason, because the way the company is managed, and the sales and margins and operating, and their visions also, it is with the sync. Now sometimes it takes a time to take up the price. If you look at the Titan in 1996, Titan was trading somewhere around 40 rupees. If you look at in 2016, the Titan, 15-16, Titan was trading around 400 rupees. In 2018, it was trading around 800 rupees. Today, the price is trading around 2500 rupees. So just imagine, from 40 to 400, how many years it took? Almost 20 years. And from 400 to to reach at 2600 or 2700, how much time it took? Same case with the Apple. When the Apple reached at $1 trillion, in a few days the market cap has gone doubled in less than years. You just check the facts basically. That is one of the reason we invested into this. Now it is purely a short-term positional trading which we basically do in this example. Now coming back to the main point, in the trading there are two ways. One, positional short-term trader. One is a swing or FO trader, or you call it as an intraday trader. Now in this trading, you have to ensure the good vibration. You should not do a correlation with your investment with the other stock, or comparison with the index or Nifty. Indirectly you send the negative vibration. What you get into return is a frustration. So when you do a trading, basically your mind should be focused specifically to your security where you are working. This is all about the trading basically. Now there are a lot of things happens in the FO trading as well. People are do a 1 trade, 2 trade, 3 trade on daily basis, depending on the appetite they have it. And if the one trade gets flung, they get demotivated. They feel that trading is not good. Decide your criteria, how much you want or what's your requirement, and accordingly you take a trade. When you book a profit, take a long breath, understand which is your other security to invest, irrespective of positional short-term trading or swing trader or FO trader. Even the FO as well, if you manage it properly, it works into decent level. My point which I'm trying to convey is, the FO trading, or people perceive it is not good or bad. It is not in that way. If you manage it properly with a proper vision or good thought process, it works at a very higher level. And that is one of the reason the entire business is go up. If you look at the NSE statistics, the FO section or the options trading is going at a very higher level. If it is not profitable, nobody would have touched it. The people who feel it is good, they feel that okay, my trade is into good strategy, they don't basically comment on the market. They don't see Nifty is 17,000 or Nifty is 14,000. They just understand the price movement. They don't send any good vibration, negative vibration to the market. They simply stick to their trade. If they get a 50 points or 20 points, or in the option 10 points movement, they simply close it. This is how they work. If you feel, just observe it. If you like the trading platform or the way you should try it. Now another case, there are a lot of people wanted to, there are a lot of people who are working. I meet a lot of clients as well on that basis. They feel that, side business they wanted to do, and you recommend us and we'll do a short term trading, or there are apps where they send a buy order, buy this thing recommendation, and sell recommendation, accordingly you work. You try it. If it is working for you, try it. But that is not that easy the way it is perceived. It is very difficult to manage Gharbali and Baharbali. I am trying to give you a simple example. When you are into one zone and you wanted to, manage two things. One is a trading as well as your job. It is not that easy thing. In trading, you have to be a full time, because it's a purely business, and you need to spend a good time to understand the entire things, and then you choose it. Thank you for your time for today. Hope you like the entire discussion. I hope I this time also will get a good calls, as in where the client feels it is or any clarification or anything on that. Thank you so much. Have a great day.